All right, welcome everyone. If you're a brand new freelancer and you're looking to build a highly competitive, completely future-proof business from the ground up, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're walking through a step-by-step implementation guide on how to go from zero to hero using what I like to call the ultimate AI arsenal. We're going to look at the exact tools that are completely redefining what it means to be an independent worker in 2026. So let's just dive right into this. I want to kick things off by looking at a massive shift in the freelance economy right now. Three times. In 2026, freelancers who are actively leveraging AI tools are currently earning 3 times more revenue than those who are just ignoring them. Let that sink in for a second. They aren't necessarily working 3 times as many hours, right? And they don't even necessarily have 3 times as much raw talent, but they are absolutely generating 3 times the income. So you might be wondering, why the massive gap? Well, you see, the old way of competing as a freelancer was pretty much purely skill-based. You spent years honing a specific craft, and you basically competed on being just a little bit better or maybe a little bit cheaper than the next person. But the reality of 2026, it's all about speed and automation. The competitive advantage no longer goes to the person who can grind out a draft the longest. It goes to the person whose workflows are the fastest and the most automated. That's what allows them to take on significantly more volume without ever sacrificing quality. So, how do we actually get you to the right side of that gap? Here is our exact step-by-step blueprint for this explainer. Step 1, winning the client. Step 2, building your brand. Step 3, managing the chaos. Step 4, scaling your content. And finally, Step 5, automating your business. Let's jump right into Step 1, winning the client. Because let's face it, without clients, you don't really have a business. You just kind of have a hobby. We need to do the foundational work to actually land the people who are going to pay you. To do this, your absolute core tools are AI writing assistants. Think ChatGPT or Google's Gemini. These are real game changers for your daily output. They aren't just for, looking up trivia. They are your dedicated assistants for drafting emails, writing up proposals, generating content, and handling all that day-to-day client communication. For example, a freelance writer can use ChatGPT to literally shrink a grueling 2-hour first draft down to just 10 minutes. Or think about a virtual assistant using Gemini to automatically process and draft responses for, say, 20 client emails a day. The huge benefit here is saving 2 to 3 hours daily just on writing tasks alone. That's time you can go spend actually finding more clients. Now I've got to share this highly actionable trick with you, and you can honestly use it right after this explainer. Before you hit send on your next pitch, feed your proposal into ChatGPT and use this exact prompt: act as my client. Ask the AI to critique the proposal strictly from the client's perspective. It's incredible. It will instantly catch weak points, missing details, or confusing pricing structures before your actual human client ever sees it. For a brand new freelancer, it's literally like having a free, instant focus group to build your confidence for every single pitch you send out. Okay, so you sent the perfect pitch. And the client says, yes, awesome. What is the next logical step? Step 2, building your brand. Because you need to look incredibly professional the second that new client looks you up or gets a deliverable from you. This is where Canva AI steps in and becomes your absolute best friend. What it does is provide AI-powered graphic design for everything you're going to need: social media posts, presentations, video thumbnails, the whole shebang for your core brand materials. Let's look at a real-world use case here. A social media freelancer can now generate 30 entire days of content in just 2 hours by using Canva's magic design and AI image generation tools. Seriously, think about it. You really no longer need an expensive 4-year design degree to produce agency-level professional output in just a few minutes. Now, the crucial point here is consistency. And here's a massive pro tip for you. You can lock your brand identity instantly with Canva's Brand Kit feature. By just taking 5 minutes to load up your specific hex color codes, your exact fonts, and your logo into that brand kit, you ensure that every single graphic the AI generates looks perfectly on brand. You get to maintain this high-end, cohesive, professional identity across every single touchpoint, literally in seconds. So, things are going great, you're winning clients, your brand looks absolutely amazing, but suddenly, you hit a new problem. You're swamped. Transitioning to Step 3, managing the chaos. Because as your workload scales up, keeping track of everything quickly becomes your biggest bottleneck. To solve this, you really need a smart workspace. Think of it as a digital brain that actively works alongside you. Notion AI fits the bill perfectly here. It acts as your central hub for project management, client tracking, meeting notes, content planning, you name it. Imagine you're a freelance project manager tracking 8 different clients, overlapping deadlines, pending invoices, and daily deliverables. Well, Notion handles all of that in one single place. And the AI integration, it automatically summarizes your messy client meeting notes into really neat, actionable tasks the second the call ends. The key benefit here is pure peace of mind. You will never miss a deadline or lose a vital client detail ever again. Taking this to the next level, here is a massive time saver. You can actually auto-generate your project standard operating procedures, or SOPs, directly from your notes. Instead of spending 3 painful hours typing up a manual on how to do some recurring task, you just tell Notion AI, hey, turn my project notes into a step-by-step SOP, and it drafts the entire document for you. This saves hours of tedious documentation and makes it incredibly easy when you eventually want to hire a subcontractor. At this point in our blueprint, your operations are humming along smoothly. So let's talk about expanding your service offerings and reaching a much wider audience in Step 4, scaling your content. Look, we all know rich media is king right now, but it used to be incredibly expensive to produce. Enter 11 Labs. This is an AI voice generator that creates stunningly realistic voiceovers from text in virtually any language you want. What this means is that a YouTube content creator can now generate highly professional English voiceovers for their videos without ever standing in front of a microphone. Or, say, a freelance marketer can just type out a script and instantly create localized Urdu audio ads. You are getting professional audio content without needing a soundproof studio, an expensive mic, or literally any recording skills whatsoever. Okay, but here is where it gets incredibly personal and honestly a little mind-blowing. You can actually clone your own voice. You just record yourself speaking for a few minutes, upload it to 11 Labs, and from then on, you can generate unlimited voiceovers that sound 95% like you. It's wild. You can personally narrate endless amounts of content while you are literally fast asleep in bed. You get to scale your highly personalized presence infinitely. All right, we have reached the climax of our 2026 blueprint. Step 5, automating your business. This is the part where we tie all the previous tools together into one brilliant hands-free machine. The absolute must-know tool here is Make.com. You might actually know it by its old name, Integromat. Make.com is a no-code automation platform. That means you don't need to know a single line of programming to use it. It basically acts as the invisible glue that connects all your different apps and automates those boring, repetitive daily workflows. The ultimate goal here is to completely eliminate repetitive administrative tasks, so you can focus purely on the high-value work that you actually enjoy doing. Let's picture how this builds out in a real-world scenario, like client onboarding. A new prospect visits your website and fills out a Google form. Instantly, Make.com triggers. It automatically creates a new task in your Notion workspace. Simultaneously, it jumps into your email to send a personalized welcome packet. And finally, it generates and sends their first invoice. Steps 1, 2, 3, and 4 all happen automatically, instantly, without you touching a single button. It's magic. Let's actually break down the math on what this means for your actual life. If you use Make.com to automate just 30 minutes of tedious daily tasks like data entry, sending emails, moving files around, that translates to 15 hours of your life handed right back to you every single month. That is nearly 2 full workdays that you just reclaimed. You can use those 15 hours to take on another high-paying client, or hey, you can just use it to take a breath and actually enjoy your weekend. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, okay, this all sounds amazing, but what is this arsenal going to cost me? Take a look at this highly practical cost breakdown. ChatGPT, Canva AI, Notion AI, 11 Labs, Make.com, every single one of these tools has a highly capable free tier just to get you started. And even as you start scaling up to the paid tiers, $20 here, $5 there, the overhead is incredibly budget-friendly for a new freelancer. For less than the cost of your daily cup of coffee over a month, you are literally outfitting yourself with a Fortune 500 level tech stack. Setting up this massive 2026 advantage is accessible to absolutely everyone. So, the absolute crucial takeaway from our blueprint today is this. For a new freelancer, these tools are no longer just optional extras. They are the absolute foundation of a modern freelance business. The professionals who adopt these, they're working smarter, not harder. They are earning higher revenue, and for sure, they are winning much better clients. But listen, don't let this whole list overwhelm you. The secret to this implementation guide is to start with mastering just one tool today. Get comfortable with it, integrate it smoothly into your workflow, and then you can add the next one. Which brings us to the ultimate question of the day. Of the 5 tools we've covered, ChatGPT, Canva, Notion, 11 Labs, or Make.com, which tool are you trying first? Make a decision right now to take that immediate next step in mastering your new freelance arsenal. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep building, and I will catch you in the next one.